did very briefly consider actually, doing the thing I usually do at the start of these streams, where I, let Adi know down in the bottom and get one of his one-liners in, see if it gives us anything funny or anything to work with. But then I remembered I left us off at the end of last stream of this game, directly on top of this monster chest, and I was like, you know what? No. This is not a time of happiness. This is a time of war. Don't talk over me, you bastard. Anyway, hello one, hello all, and hello and welcome to the next episode of Retro Game Challenge 2. We are still underground. We have not seen the sun in several days, but you know what? That also applies to me in the real world, and I feel great. That is an obvious lie. I've never felt great a day in my life. Anyway, I'm gonna take one last swing at these little slithering slimy sons of salamanders at this box, and if it doesn't work... Don't remember if I said it last time. Logically, I should have, seeing as how, we are here. Not sure where I'm going with this. Anyway, I'm gonna take one swing at these little joiks. And if it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna go off and do some other stuff till we get some more levels. Alright. Let's go. You found a treasure chest. Inside, you found... monsters. Oh boy, it's just what I've always wanted. Oh god! Alright. Now, there is at least one person in chat right now who was not present last time I dealt with these firework fiends, as I'm sure Batman as played by Adam West would call them. So to summarize... they're bombs, they're a matched pair. That means if I kill one and don't kill the other on the same turn, it will explode. And given that it's clearly labeled as a nuke, it will probably kill the ever-loving shit out of us. And not in a fun kind of way. So... well, we've got some HP to burn. I think I'll try to get our Gaudias up and... get us some extra bonuses. Ow, fire. Fire hot. Fire bad. Ow. 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 That is very rude. Why are you doing that? Nana has redeemed an obligatory head. Why do you do these things? Ow, 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 ow. Oh god, it's in my eye, it's in my eye, it's in my eye. Oh, Nana. Welcome to the stream. Okay, these guys have obscenely high defense. I mean, it's a... hi, Nana. As I was saying, these guys have obscenely high defense, so Luke's bulk up, then attack is basically going to be our primary damage dealer. Especially considering as the amount of ass kickery we're getting our... selves on the receiving end of. I could have done that sentence better, but I didn't, and now that's just the world we've got to live in. Anyway, we gotta get our defenses up, or these things are going to kill the ever-loving shit out of us. You tried asking them very nicely not to. Of course, if we just negotiate with the enemy explosives. Moki, you're a genius. Alright. Ben is our party member with the full party heal, so I'm just gonna have him do that every turn, no matter what, just in case. Which leaves Rosa 2. Get everyone's defenses up. Okay. Shit. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. You know, I'm beginning to recognize why this fight has been going so poorly for me in the past. Also, there's enemies living bombs. Yes, yes they are, Nana. They will explode if I don't get both on the same turn, and given that they have the word atomic in their title, I think that would be bad for the long-term habitability of this dungeon. Alright, when in doubt, up your defense. How can you breathe enough fire to hit both of us? You are very small and very squishy looking. I got this invited tongues, just let me poke him with a stick. The floor is yours, madame. Go and have a go of it if you think you're odd enough. Anyway, I'm going to keep doing this until we hit our cap. For all the good it's doing. Oh crap. Yeah, guys, I don't think we're doing this one. Attack on defensive stance. Can I even begin to hurt you all? 12 damage. You know, I somehow don't think this is quite working. And they're right there. You can't tell me you don't expect me to fight these guys. Why else would you have put them so close to the path I had to go anyway? In theory, I could defeat them in fireproof, so I could just beat... Man, you fucking choonies. One in all of you. Never graduated from middle school, any of you. Anyway, I am not losing any money to these fuckers, so I guess we're just gonna have to go up again and do the whole thing again. Please be so kind. Alright. I am going to remember that you were there, and I am coming back for you after I finish this dungeon. Mark my words. I'm just made of tungsten, it's the blast, just the radiation. Well, the blast is kinda the important part. We are underground, it's going to reflect off the walls. Anyway, I'm very amused by the fact that the instant death effects, like, message is the enemy so departed for the heavens, but the game still insists on saying that they only passed out. It's fine. They're not dead. Anyway, speaking of enemies, it still bothers me that Chimera girls have properly modded cleavage. If you're gonna go all in on the Nintendo of America censorship standards, go all in. I mean, really. Ow. Ow, quit it! Quit it! It's not even dangerous, it's just kind of annoying. Criminy. Alright, hold on. This is a real slot machine, I can time this properly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, damn it. God, that thing can take a punch. And then we just deal with the rest of them. Yep, heal an eighth of what I just did to you. I'm sure that'll help you in the long run. And those EXP numbers feel like they should be, like, more impressive than they really are. Wait a minute, these are just the same guys again, except they swapped out one of them. Who are you trying to fool here? Of course, Auto immediately prioritizes the least impressive target here. It's not that much more threatening, but you know, These guys do actually have a second attack. Thank you for demonstrating. Your reward is being murdered. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, everyone is leveling up here. This bridge is made of bones, which is pretty hardcore, but it is not being held up by anything, which is a safety hazard. Stab him too. Come on, just mash the button as hard as you can. Sometimes ladies can be confusing, but you know it'll wear off as soon as they leave. Just like in real life. Alright, blink. Blink, damn you. Dang it. I lost. Alright, how's our HP looking? This ain't terrible. But as long as we're still rolling in HP, we may as well heal up. Hello, sir. You're here at last. I'm so evil. I am one with the power of darkness. Excuse me. I had something in my throat. No, the darkness has become my power. Either way. He sees the lighter side of everything. You, the darkness, will swallow you. Man, I'm not into that sort of content. Look at him, he's just a little blorbo. He doesn't even have any, like, proper, like, bones in him. You are literally made of jello, my good man. You are not a threat. Ow. 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 You know, somehow I feel less threatened by these guys than the nuclear bombs. What magic do you know? Silence, die now. None of these are going to work on him. He's a boss. What's it? We can do the same thing with an actual... the whole party at once. Maybe I'll just play defensive just in case he decides to do something funny. And... I mean, I know he's gonna something shady, otherwise he wouldn't be a boss. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. Oh no, he's powering up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn it. Man, I'm out of practice. Alright, give him one in the jaw, give him one in the jaw. We'll save the NP since we know that's not really gonna go off in time. And what the shit, cast some magic. Great damage. One into me, that's what I want. Ouch. Oof. Well, that's no fun for anybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dang. Man, magic attacks in this game really suck. As opposed to the power of the green. Boop. Now there's the money. Second, the same as the first. Oh dear. Ouch. Ouch. Boink. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I got it. I got the vibes. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Unfortunately, Luke is still a coward. Get everybody back on their feetses. Get everybody just a bit harder, including the ladies. We are an equal opportunity presentation here. Why are you healing so much? Who gave you permission to play that game with us? What? Ow. Ow. You know, they always told us to beware of the blob, but honestly, this doesn't seem like that big a deal. Head back to the scooping room. Eh. Crap. You stop healing all the time. Bam. It's fine. I'm a much scarier blob. Nah, you're about as threatening as a cup of jello. I'm sorry. Are you susceptible to confusion? Nope. Actually, I'm sure that was the it could have worked, it just didn't message, but never mind, cause it's dead. Man, that was way easier. Near therapeutic, even. Is this what it's like to have good self-esteem? What? What? Why you? That's it, he's dead now. Yeah, was that guy? Huh? Something's on the ground. That's Sophia's charm. It's not a piece of equivalence. Handmade amulet has something written. I see. Those of you who weren't present for this stream, Sophia is, if memory serves, a woman up in the town on the surface who was looking for her lover. Anyway, I don't want to go through this whole dungeon again, so I'm not going up to return that right away. Guess she'll just have to live with the fear. Now this liquid here, it might look like surprisingly animated for an NES game Blood. But blood dries much quicker than anyone gives it credit for. Which is how I know that it's actually cranberry juice. You just stick your face right in there and take a big ol' sip. Now you can dip these bones in. There's an item over there. Can't go this way. Well, that's the most cursed thing this anime is thrown at us, this game is thrown at us this whole time. I'm going to kill this as quickly as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think about this thing hard at endgame. I'm sorry. It's creepy. Please die, please go away. Yeah, the right is kind of cute in a fucked up way. I mean, yeah, but why does it, it's just like a normal, like, frog head, but it's got, like, torso and legs, and it's wearing clothes, which has implications I don't want to confront right now. God, that is the worst frog I have ever seen in my life. And I have played Sonic Adventure. This is the rest spot of the labyrinth. Maze the warp spell here if you wish. On the next floor, you'll find the infinite path. Like in a Buddhist wisdom sense, or in a actual, like, path to wisdom, like, just a hallway sense. Be prepared before you go on. Also, I can heal any of your allies that have fallen. Bloop, bloop. Stepping on that mark over there will recover your mind and body. Something strange at your feet. A warm light radiates from it, covering Luke's party. We were healed of all wounds, and I... Hold on. This did save us a spot, okay. It's safe to leave. We can go do that thing that I will definitely forget if I put off. Hey Sophie, I'm sorry you have to find out this, but your boyfriend was possessed by a pile of cranberry sauce. And then we had to kill him. Now where is that guy? You look at the Sophia charm. Something is written here. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. Son of a bitch. You are now a Meister. Be sure not to anger Linus. Sophia. Can we not? Can we not just tell the lady? Is that not? Is the game being real sassy about not letting me skip? Not letting me sequence break because I haven't hit the correct event flags, even though it feels like I should have. It's very true to the period, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. Anyway, I want whatever that shiny over there was. That big demon, alright. I don't know why he's wearing nipple tassels, but I don't appreciate it. Alright, how stabbable are you? Boink. Boink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you didn't know how to count to 5 before we started this stream, you will by the end. Boop, 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 boop. Bam. I mean, it still killed him, it's fine in the end. And, oh, that guy just drops figs, like, automatically. That's pretty dope. Figs, for those of you new to the game, are permanent stat upgrades. I will give this one to Ben, because Rosa is, like, literally lapping him. I do not trust like that. Alright, 613 monies, and a remedy. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Alright, the other way around. You. Alright, please die. Thank you. See, sometimes proper communication is all it takes. Frogarth. You're a frog and your name's Frogarth. There's no point, I still haven't found a way to actually... No, yes I have. But we need a lot more of them before we get any rewards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those pixies can steal our MP, which is really annoying. Though I missed. But sometimes Munins can punch us, which is a lot more obnoxious. Plus, you know, pixies are famously fragile creatures. And if you stab them, they will die. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, doesn't that apply to most living things, Mitsu? To which I would respond, Really depends on where you're hitting them. Be gone, the lot of you. I want my EXP so I can go take revenge on those nuclear weapons. You weren't even in the right, like, game for this shit. Give me the shield. Dragon shield. What do I have everyone kitted out with? Are you... He's got dragon armor and a dragon shield, but he's still wearing a steel helmet. That feels dissonant. That makes me sad. Almost as sad as these guys. Why are you the way that you are? Please go away. I do not like the fact that I have to live with the knowledge that I share a planet with you all. Somehow the one that's body mass is 50% tongue is the least cursed thing about that encounter. Aged Gaudia. Are you worth recruiting? I don't remember what your gimmick is. Give him a shank. I really like all the dudes I have right now. You know what, no, nah. Just gonna stab him the old-fashioned way. Anything that would require me to loot bulk up or defensive strike would be not great. What would be great though was wearing the endless vacuum of space as a pair of pants. Yeah, sure, just hack the frog before they harden at you. I have seen enough hentai to know where this is going, and I don't appreciate it. Wink, bump. Playing very defensively, my good frogs, and I'm not sure how much it's helping you. Perhaps there's a lesson to be learned from my approach. But God knows I'm too stupid to pay attention. How scary. Alright, anything down here? There's a chest. I will never trust this test again. Or maybe I should, because I got another magic fig. What do magic figs taste like? Is it better or worse than a usual fig? Ow. Maybe like I'm working on some stuffs, ooh-woo. You didn't have to ooh-woo at me, Nana. In fact, I think the world might be a better place if you didn't. But enjoy your luck, I hope you're being productive and all that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Eh. Damn it. I just want there to be no more frogs, is that so... Is that so wrong? Didn't even show up for dissection class when I was in school because I thought these things would go away. Why are you called Hugin and Moon if you're just random, like, gargoyles? That does not make sense to me at all. Alright, now which way is progress? You know, I was thinking earlier, you know what this game's problem is? It doesn't have quite enough maze levels. Not gonna risk it. Okay, but what if we get lucky? We didn't. Doop doop doop. My concerns were well founded. My concerns were very well founded. Unfortunately, this is where you die. Unfortunately, this is where you die. One. Eh. Oh well. It all worked out in the end. Okay, now it's here, so which way do we go? Here's the rest stop. Guess we'll swing over in this direction. Wait a minute, you're the same guy again. Don't try to fool me. Fucking wreck you, mate. Yeah, see? Eh. Guess he is basically a boss fight at this point. Rosa, please be instead, thank you. Ow. Man, you got an arm on you, don't ya? Rather good it's doing, yeah? The demon is now bigger than before. Right, now we're doing alright for ourselves. Ow. Man, every enemy in this area can just really arbitrarily just really hard. They just usually choose not to. Dear Diary, I am about to open the chest. If I don't respond, assume it is full of monsters. Just a golden hammer. Alright, if I equip this to good old Lucas, Ben can take his hand-me-downs. But just the real issue here is there is a way to check this. What is its hit rate? Because hammers are the sorts of weapons that are known for missing pretty frequently. And we can hit select and pull it up mid. There's no sparklies over there. That mid-fight. You, my good man, hits hard and draws out money. Alright, it can miss. Swung the hammer with full force. 145, there's our swing. Didn't pull out that much money, I guess only if it lands a killing blow, which given it to our slowest party member. And that's a big demon. Oh no, he's powering up. Ow. Man, that tickled a bit. Now we just bonk the demon because it's been a naughty boy. Damn it. Oh, that's going to be a problem. That weapon weight feels very confusing to me. Please die. Thank you. We got a few good levels out of that, so in the end, I guess it was worth it. I was curious if maybe we had a... full party healing item on us, but in the end, I guess the answer is no. Bothers me that our tank is constantly teetering on the verge of death. There's no fun whatsoever. Alright, for the sake of my own concerns... That does restore MP also, that's good to know. At least roll a checkpoint at this point. Point. 3.15926595753979324841. I had that at the very beginning. Guess we lost it. I was distracted worrying about getting my foo ass killed. At all times, under all circumstances. Anything up here? We've looked over here already. Please stop stealing my MP. That's incredibly rude. Honestly, how rude can you be? Boink. Okay, lucky pulls means we get stabbed slightly less. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue, but you know, it's a work in progress. Over this way? No. Large Demone. First. What's your magic defense like? Ow. Ow, God, you're... We get it, you lift. The demon was a gym bro this whole time. That was a waste of MP. Well, not a lot of MP, but these things do add up. Now there's a flight of stairs. Boom. The way it was laid out, it looks like we were supposed to begin by going sort of, you know, from the right side, but I am a rebel. Oh god, which way do we go? Up. Oh, we can't input the Konami code. There's a skull sort of facing downwards. I wonder if that's a clue. Nope, now we're just looping it. Okay, up. Back. And to the left. Nope. Alright, up and to the right. Yeah, that guy doesn't seem much for conversation anyway. Up, right. Pixies. Up, right, up is where we're about to try. If it doesn't work, then I guess we'll just have to try something else. Because that's how life works sometimes. Up, right, then up again. Alright. Carry anything up here? Fine, I'll eat some chicken. At least I have chicken. And it contained more chicken. We have chicken exactly even. Hooray. Find a remedy. I barely even remember what these do. About 10 MP. That's nothing. About more than that in a day, probably. Okay. Up, right, up. Guess we'll never find out. By we, I mean you. Because I'm about to kill the ever-loving shit out of this guy. Ow. 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 Don't set other people on fire. It's so rude. That's rapidly going to shit. But in the end, we were able to pull it out. Oh, it couldn't have been that easy. At least we found something that looks vaguely like checkpoint. Alright, now we gotta go get down with our bad selves. Naruhodo ne. Oh, you are incredibly rude, game. Alright, I still remember the way. What I don't remember is if there's a good way to time out this one. This is really complicated. Well, that's clearly not it. Something about the shape of the star best hit really messes with my head. I have a hard time sort of locking in on it. But at least there are fewer frog arts in the world. And in the end, isn't that the most important thing in life? Well, tired of dealing with you, but you're a lot. Ow. A big XP. When you don't decide to be very rude like that. Alright, take a big cut out of this guy. Will you quit that? That ought to learn ya. You know, I'm not seeing the Bull's money part of this equation. Right up. Then we go down, then we go further right. The way that wall is looking at me. Oh, you think your problems are just the worst thing in the f***ing universe. We go right, now we go up. Man, this is easy. We went up, now we go right. Now we go up. Unbelievable. Don't you just love maze levels? Fellas, aren't they just the most interesting thing you can swing your way through? Don't just love when you get stranded in realms full of villainous enemy frogs that are like really humanoid and make you very uncomfortable. Favorite. Alright, up. Right. Up. Kill the pixie. Not quite quickly enough, but you know what? Let it counts. Yata! just want to go through the room. Is that so much to ask for? Is it truly? Ow. Ow, stop that! My god. Okay, up. Right. Down. Get down. With your bad self. Then go right again. I'm pretty sure we went up here. I could be writing all this down, but that would be letting the game know it's winning. And these frogs are all tongue. That's creepy, but it's not particularly good at being threatening. Alright, now... It's not up. Do we go left? Okay, left. When it turns yellow, we go left. And I'm gonna imagine we hook back right, because it's a longer walk. And then... go right, for the same reason, because we had to just curve around a bit. Nope. Alright. I see what you're getting at, game. We're trapped in a non-Euclidean space where there's no logical connection between where we're coming from and where we're going. You know, ordinary Thursday. Okay. Up. Left. This time there's only one actual threatening enemy, and now there's not. No, wait, never mind. It's immune to death, but it's not immune to being killed. That might sound confusing, but I assure you it actually makes sense. Think about it, won't you? Thank you. Don't like having folks in the single digits. Or the double digits, that is. Alright. Draw the big C. And straight on up. No, these two just kinda hiding down there. Down in the hole, waiting for an ambush or something. How do random encounters always manage to ambush you? I can clearly see the entire room and y'all aren't in it. Please be right, please be right, please be right, please be right, please be right. I do hear Adino talking about JoJo, I just don't have any good JoJo jokes. But on extremely short notice. Anyways, has anyone else here been reading part 9? Only one chapter's out at time of recording, now to date the video, but it is a fucking start, let me tell you. Yes, crush all of our enemies. I also really like Jody's hair. It is an inspired fashion choice. Right. kill the frog. The frog has been killed. As those frogs just sit there looking at each other's wounds. You know, they're all pink and they've got angel wings. They kind of look like little love fairies or something. Should I feel bad about killing them all? Like, I don't, but I just want to know if I should. Chest, 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 chest. Please be something good. Carry anything else? Not with that attitude. Wow, 10 whole MP. These are totally worth it. And a knight sword. Alright, something that'll let it hit a hair harder. And again, we toss Ben our hand-me-downs because he's the unloved child of the party. And my god, freedom. We're free. We're finally free. Even the floor is screaming, having been through all that. I knew this was coming. Titans. But I'm gonna kill all the Titans. Ow. Well, this sucks. Of course, they immediately kill off my one party member knows both full party heals, and you know what? Not dealing with this. I respect both of our times too much for that. Oh my god. Can we heal to everyone and put directly out of the store? Nope. Doesn't look it. Alright, yes, get the heal off. It's not helping. Yeah, this blows quite hard. Ow. Alright, how did you miss that? They were literally... okay. Yeah, they can literally one-shot any of our party members. Alright, if we can't just nickel and dime these guys down, we're not gonna be getting out of here. Yeah, we're magic. And we do not have that much MP. Guys, I don't like the Hell Dungeon. I think the Hell Dungeon is bad for you and me and our society as a collective. But hey you, do you have any opinion on the box full of evil monsters you just kinda keep unguarded on the opposite end of the room? Outside here, the underworld. To the north of here is Castle Sendark. Also, make sure you check the treasure chests. I'm going to peel your face off with a can opener. Hello, you must be exhausted. Do you still have the strength to fight me? Absolutely. What, you really do? Well, let's do it then. Alright, Helen. You've got a Guardia. That's funny. I'm going to punch you now. You don't feel all that threatened. Ow. Man, you are really bad at this. Awesome. You sure are strong. I can see myself joining by your side. Would you give me that honor? Hey, why not? We'll test a bit. Helen, the easily surprised, joined the party. He stands in front of Luke's party. I knew this day would come, but that doesn't make it any easier. But I also grew stronger with all of you. I mean, I didn't, but you know, just it's ludonarrative dissonance, don't worry about it. Good luck, Luke. I'll be rooting for you. And then she vanished from space and time. Alright, Helen is weird, I can't say I disagree. It's level 28. We're at the end of a long hallway. Anyway, we're here in Hell. Or possibly Detroit, one of the two. There's swamps everywhere, and they're going to hurt us if we walk through them. See? I wasn't lying to you, why do you doubt me all the time? Oh my gosh, the kiwi! It's so toxic, it gets so salty when it's playing with League, but it's so cute. And we've just gotta beat all the money out of these outworks. Perfect. Perfect money. It's not helping, but you know. That's just life sometimes. Helen is dancing at us so hard that we are getting stronger. Ladies and gentlemen, Meister Heidi is Lord of the Dance. Boop boop. And now there's a bunch of ogres. And me without my ogre slaying knife. It's got a +9 against ogres. I'm a big fan of the faces on these guys. They're little burlap sacks on their heads, and they've got like scarecrow faces carved on or something. Alright. Up. Nothing is up, dog. So stop asking me. But over there near the big giant hole in the ground, there's more kiwis. You know, I didn't expect that the kiwi would be native to Hell itself, but now that I've learned it explains quite a bit. The kiwi powered up earlier, I'm kinda scared. And sometimes Helen can just kill all of your enemies instantaneously. That's pretty nifty. Alright, what's happening over here? That would justify us coming down here. I don't actually remember why we came down here. It's been a very long time since we started this playthrough. And now we beat the poison. That sucks. God, that is a toxic kiwi. It did make a very satisfying crunching sound when we hit it with the... Do you have any anti-poison items? Don't think so. Why do I carry those when we can just use the cure poison spell? Why carry medicine when you can just use magic? I ask of you. Place is very barren. There is a castle over there. Bum. Alright, that established itself as a save point. I want to be able to do something with Sophia and or her charm, God. My boy's running out of duck. That's not good. No, I would not care to challenge you. I already beat Dark Linus. Not sure how much more you expect from me. Alright, yep, we've already met Linus down in the underground Satan worshipping room. I'm sorry, I just think the name Linus is very funny. Wagway? Yeah. Me too, buddy. Me too. Anyway, I'm gonna rest at the inn here because it's cheaper and sell off my shit while we're in the area. Be sure to support your small local businesses. He may be calling all my equipment dirty, but he's certainly paying me for it all the same. And then we went the hell to sleep. Alright. Back into the depths of hell we go. Hey there, demons, it's me, your boy. I told the elder it was strange. I thought it was strange to have business at the castle. There is something more going on here, I'm sure. Our village is southeast of here. It's a quiet village between the lake and the forest. Oh, the door appears to be locked and everyone is gone. We don't have the key to that door. We were told we got to go southeast, so I guess go southeast. And we will kill more Kiwis along the way. That was convenient. Yes, yes. Become my experience points. God, how much more southeast is there on this world map? Ow. Ow. Boop, 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 boop. Bang. I've been having pretty good luck with just kind of not looking at the, timings lately, but I guess we can't ask for miracles. Okay, Helen is really good at busting these generic mobs. I approve wholeheartedly. Okay, where's your little civilization of little fellas, little fella? We killed all the Kiwis and we accidentally stepped in the poisonous swamp, but you know, life goes on. I am very amused by the fact that Kiwis are an enemy in this game, if you haven't been able to tell. You had a party member with one of you earlier, like a swappable party member, like we've got Helen now. I'm not sure if that means you're worse, or the fact that we're only encountering a recruitable one of you now means you're better. But you know what, I don't want the fights to get repetitive, so sure. I'll be happy to kill the ever-loving shit out of yous. Can you be confused? Jesus Christ. Well, I think that answers my question. Nice shooting, idiot. Just keep on bashing his head in. Please, please, please bring back Luke. He's kind of important. Rage Gaudia used Rage and Gaudia. Now, if we're very lucky, he won't kill us before we have a chance to hit him again. And if we make him even weaker... Shit. Ow. Okay, you must have known that wasn't going to work when you did it. Just, please, please die. There we go. You defeated me. I'm impressed. As promised, I will lend you my power. Alright, who are we gonna swap out? You are quite dramatically underleveled. And I guess we'll swap out Green Gaudia. It's technically progress, I'll accept it. But if you would be so kind to come back and stop being dead, it's really interfering with our bottom line. Alright, do we gotta go up and over before we go over and outwards and all that other shit? You're now wandering in the spooky woods. I haven't really brought it up in a bit, but I really like the way the game's like battle background changes depending on the individual like tile you were standing on when you got a fight. Like we were standing on forest tile, that's why we fought in the forest. Now if we can just find a way through these mazes, there we go. Something up there? It looks like there should be something up there, but I'm gonna go find a place to nap first. What do you think they're talking about? Maybe they're just discussing the game last night? Talking about the game, having a bud. Going like, you know, true. True. Kiwi. And then there were no Kiwis. How sad. Let me visit your village, monsters. This warp slot as well? It is. It's got a pretty nifty name. Welcome to Raven. The village elder lives in a large mansion. What are you doing here? Don't have any Naga wings? Sorry for what I said. I'm a child of Mark after all. Those with blood from the overworld don't have wings, you know? I'm pretty frail, so I don't go outside that much. But it feels like there's some big darkness closing in on the world. Those two sentences were definitely related. I go up to that well over there. There's a coin down there. I think that answers my question. Well, well, well. It is a deep, dark well. I cannot see inside of it. How interesting. Lady, what's your deal? Thanks for the healings. What do you sell, old man? May as well get it. Get ourselves totally kitted out in Dragon Arm Wire. The Trial of the Dragon. And then sell off that crap now that we've got it. Damage. Made a good deal today. What you boyin'? It's a weirdly high-def fire. I don't need to stay at the inn, but I do want to know if you have any interesting dialogue. It turns out you don't. Because there's one additional thing we have to do. That is only this man here. Would you fight me? Okay. Great, who'll face me? Man, haven't let him have a slug in a while. Guido. Oh, I'm... Guido Mista? What are you doing here? Why are you all horny? I don't really have all that many support spells. Guess we'll just have to do that thing, Will. Shit. Oh, you're a magic user, eh? Well, I've got an answer to that. Fuck. HP, 50 HP. Get ourselves back on our feetsies. Now, if we can hit this guy. For more than that, ideally. Ow. Ben accidentally stabbed himself, but fortunately he was able to defend against his own attack. Getting real tired of you. God damn it. I hate these men so much. I'm going to kick your teeth in, and then I'm going to force you to work for me. It's not the person I wanted to cast that on. Just literally at max HP, why would you let me do that? Luke, you are as ever the only actual fighter on our team. The best defense is having all of your enemies be dead. Ow. Dude. Alright, how did you fuck that up? See, mate, this is why your parents don't love you. Alright, you are not working for me because you don't know. Yeah, give me your roast. I haven't really sat down and looked at our shit in a while. Splitting a rage smash, Iron Will break defense scoop. Quick heal go first. I wonder if Adino would trade the Sacred Cardia for anything special. Or should I let go? How about this one? Aged Guardia HC. I mean, Sacred Guardia hasn't really done anything for a while, like, it might as well. At first, you want to take good care of Eschos Guardia, sure. Begin the exchange. Weep. Now, what do we gotta show for that? Magic Ball, Aim, and Ancient Power. Plus 25 defense. Well, I've certainly got it on the correct person. Alright. This is a weird match, and you got anything for me? When I try to remember, it becomes like a terrible dream. It was so terrible I was shocked back to reality. When I went out and looked at the castle, I saw a giant black cloud, and I had forgotten my umbrella. That is when I went to find the villagers to ask what happened. Castle Sandark. Hey, it is raining. This is why I always pack a coat. Minister Oswald started a rebellion. He took over the castle. He's planning to march his army upon the overworld and the heavens. I'm dying very slowly. King, where could he be? I have an escape path from the castle to the well. Well, I see I was right to be suspicious. What? How to hell? The king. My lords, if it makes its way here, we will proceed to escape through the well. Do you intend to go to Castle Sandark to save the king? I don't know, do we? Sounds like something I'd do. But, what am I thinking? I don't feel quite up to fighting those bonus bosses yet. You know, truly, honestly, I kind of feel like I want to end stream here. Got a really good cutoff point. Yeah, those of you who've been watching this week will know that I've been, like, dealing with some pretty mild illness all week. I might behoove me to take some time to recover, especially considering we've got a pretty meaty stream ahead of us tomorrow. So yeah, guess we'll end it here. You're feeling better soon. I'm sure I will, Laurel. It's not that bad. I have not forgotten. I have 2 chest monsters I have to take my grudge out against now. That discussion will have to wait for another day. Until next time, I will see all of you later. Goodbye, and thank you all for coming. Be sure to take good care of yourselves. I would hate for your death to be the next one I investigate. That's what I always say, right? Anyway, goodbye.